They endure grueling tests of strength, are trained to kill, and pledge their absolute loyalty.
Bloods, Crips, Gangster Disciples, Vice Lords, Mother Salvatrucha, 18th Street, all the big ones are in.
American street gangs have gone global, and increasingly they're in the service of Uncle Sam.
There's a lot of them out there. They're already in the ranks.
Sailors, Marines, soldiers, even women, flaunting their gang ties while in uniform.
In the combat zone, they will support each other, but as they've told me, as soon as they're off the battlefield, all bets are off.
An Army officer took this video on base at Fort Bragg, showing Bloods and Gangster Disciples on the dance floor, first throwing gang signs, then throwing punches.
The officer that was videotaping got assaulted.
That officer sent the video to Hunter Glass, an Army veteran and gang detective who advises the Air Force and others on how to detect gang activity.
There's nothing glamorous about being a gang member when you really get down to the bare knuckles of it. It's about money. It's about profit.
As Glass says, gang members in the military have a sworn allegiance not to the President of the United States, but to their gang set. Here is an initiation of a gang member called a jump-in. Gang members continuously beat a new recruit for 6 agonizing minutes. He has to take the beating. Once it's over, the gangster's ritual includes a blessing over the newest member. Gangs in the military use the same initiation.
They'll actually send people into the military to be recruiters in the military.
That's what T.J. Lydon did while serving for 3 years as a Marine at Camp Pendleton. Reformed now, he was then a racist and leader of a white power gang.
Everybody totally knew what I was doing, and I recruited 12 active members of the United States military to join a white supremacy group.
It was a violent recruitment into a gang which cost Stephanie Cockrell her son, Army Sergeant Juwan Johnson.
What did I do? What shouldn't I have done? What happened? What went wrong?
Growing up here on the tough streets of Baltimore, Juwan Johnson was warned to stay away from the gangsters hanging out on the corner. It's a warning his mother didn't think to repeat when he joined the U.S. Army.
The gangs ain't here in the streets, but in the military. I was in the military. I don't remember a gang being in the military.
Her son spent 6 years in the Army, 18 months in Iraq.
Thank you for thinking about me.
He was married, expecting his first child, and worried about his job prospects when he got out of the military.
I just want to say thank you and I love you a lot.
He had 2 weeks left in the service when offers to join a gang swayed him. So he ended up in this park outside a base in Germany where his life would end as he was jumped into the Gangster Disciples, beaten to death. 11 soldiers and airmen took part.
And after they beat him to death, they took him back to the barracks and they left him. And they went out to clubs to dance.
The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have been a drain on the U.S. military, forcing relaxation of standards or moral waivers to join. More service personnel have criminal records and gang ties than in past years.
My concern is when they get out.
Carter Smith, as an Army criminal intelligence officer, was one of the first to uncover the growth of street gangs in the ranks. He says 1% of the U.S. Armed Forces are gang members, 14,000 of them, roughly the population of Solana Beach.
They will have been trained to do lots of things from the basic support activities, finance and logistics and transportation, to the use of weapons.
According to the National Gang Intelligence Center and the Army Criminal Investigation Command, gang-related activity in the U.S. military is increasing, posing a threat to law enforcement officials and national security.
There's free training, free and will pay you for it, training in the military.
The gang activity ranges from graffiti you can see in pictures from Iraq to shootouts and murder much closer to home.
Crimes involving military soldiers have been on the rise, and violent crimes at that.
In San Diego, an ex-Marine marksman, Nathaniel Guillen, an active member of the Bloods, shot a rival gang member to death in La Mesa. He was found guilty of murder in 2006. In Northern California, a Camp Pendleton Marine and gang member named Andres Raya ambushed police with military tactics and a high-powered rifle, murdering Police Sergeant Howard Stevenson. Raya was killed in the shootout.
They're gang members at heart. They're not going to be changing. It's what they live for. It's what they believe.
So gang members help fill the ranks, but wind up on our streets with military training.
Are they a good dog in the fight? That's right. But when dog fighting becomes illegal, what do you do with the dogs?
Officially, no branch of the service allows gangs. However, criminal courts are reducing felony charges to misdemeanors, allowing gangsters who promise to reform to enter the military instead of going to prison. With the I-Team and photojournalist Michael Gonzalez, I'm Lauren Reynolds, 10 News.